Yoga is a great tool to help improve respiratory health and immunity, both of which are involved in the prevention and healing from COVID-19. In an exclusive interview with Dr. Ishwar Basavaraddi, Director of Morarji Desai, National Institute of Yoga under the Ministry of AYUSH, talks about the evolution of yoga and how it is beneficial in promoting resistance against COVID-19.
Yoga is a Indian culture. There are two taglines always I use. One is, it is a cultural heritage and spiritual heritage. Yoga from the ancient time. So we are not going to discuss on the time when it is started. It is time immemorial. But the written history of more than 4,700 years. So we can get the evidences of existence of yoga. So I have found two things in yoga. One is, it is every human being is potentially divine. He has the spirit, Chaitanya. So always there is an urge to explore that, realize that. So that leads to spiritual quest. When we don't have much in worldly life, man always seeks for spiritual solutions. So the spirituality is nothing but to know myself, my true nature. And the process, the path is nothing but a yoga path. That's one thing. So once it is there, it has become our culture. What is means culture? It is a language, it is a eating habits, living habits, association with the family. All these things slowly, the whole Indian way of living is a yoga culture. So these are the two things. Then over the years, these two, the spiritual heritage and the cultural heritage, have been evolved. So earlier they were seeking for the self-realization, God realization. Slowly, it was converted into the mind management, lower order. Then it comes to the body management. Now it is only disease management. So slowly, as and when we grow, we are coming down the spiritual order to the material order. Same thing in the culture. It is a very diversified country and various languages, cultures. And they also evolved on to time. But one thing I noticed in these two, culture and spiritual living, is that so both have been caters the needs of the people of that time. So yoga exists till today means there is a benefit. I am getting benefit from the practice of yoga. Otherwise, no practice remain for more than 4,000-5,000 years. So that means it has the in-depth philosophy, in-depth practices, but at the same time it evolved from time to time. From 4,000 years, if you see the history, it is evolved and various schools have come, various masters have come, bhakti, jnana, karma, hatha, dhyana, then so many things are there.
Let's hear what Dr. Ishwar Basavaraddi said on yoga for body, mind and spirit.
So one is, yoga is a message. Swami Kuvalananda said, the great yoga scientist and Krishna, he said yoga has a message for the body, yoga has a message for the mind, and yoga has a message for the spirit or the soul or the essence of our existence. So what is that? Suppose, for example, body needs what? It needs the proper metabolic activities. It needs a food. Then the active body. And there is, everybody knows that there is a relation between mind and body. Mind always wanders. So, but how to manage the mind and integrate with this? It is mind-body relation. Then ultimately, when they unite, we go to the higher states of existence. So that is meant to know the decision-making capacity. Then I start realizing what is true and what is not true. True is my essence. So that's why yoga has the ways and methods to manage the body, mind, and also the spirit, and also integrate, ultimately reach the goal of yoga.
The director further shared the power and relevance of yoga during the pandemic.
I make out simply 5 important role that yoga has played during the pandemic. The first of all, whenever we practice yoga, we prevent any kind of disease. So Ministry of AYUSH, our institute, we have developed a common yoga protocol, 45 minutes. And we modified a little bit for the pandemic. And that protocol we were practiced, that is helping us to prevent. That is, we have helped the general public for the prevention. The second one is now in the lockdown stages, and many things we have a lot of isolation, home isolation, hospital isolation. Then there are a lot of stress and anxiety. So we developed a very half an hour capsule to manage the stress of the people who are in the isolation. That is the second one. Third one is large population are working with the pandemic COVID patients, healthcare workers. We developed a protocol to healthcare workers so that they safeguard along with all the medical aids, they can safeguard half an hour morning, 15 minutes evening breathing practices, help them to safe, keep themselves so active while during the pandemic. This is for the yoga for healthcare workers. Fourth one is yoga for the mild and moderate patients. So we developed a pranayama practices. So in mild and moderate practice, there is a recovery rate is very, very. So instead of 14 days, it is 7 days or 8 days or 10 days or even less without any much complication there. Then fifth important aspect is the rehabilitation. So after the pandemic also, there are several patients who are suffering from many side effects. So we developed a yoga protocol, and in rehabilitation process, after 3 months of their life, so we are introducing proper yoga training so that they can prevent from the cardiac or any other side effects of COVID in the long run. Not for all, many people are prone for. So yoga helps in the rehabilitation. These are the 5 important roles yoga did silently without any cost during the pandemic.
Several yoga techniques are available to develop mastery over the mind by enhancing the willpower that keeps the immune system strong. Let's know how yoga strengthens your immune system amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
Yoga means immunity is a very wide and dynamic. It will not be gained in a day or two. And Indians have a better immunity than the other world. Uh, because we follow very traditional food methods. Now, except the cities and etc. In the rural areas, still that's why I said yoga is our culture. Eating is also our culture and art. So yoga does in development of immunity three times. So for immunity, everybody knows that the food plays an important. So in our ministry, Ayurveda and yoga, so we prefer the proper diet patterns which will enhance the immunity. It's only food in a way of food. There's not a medicine. So what we eat, right time, what morning, evening, weekly, like this we planned it. So our platter is planned in a such a way that that will develop the. Second one is what yoga does. Metabolism. Here particularly yoga. We developed some 20 minutes yoga practice so that I can eat well, digest well, absorb well, circulate well, and even elimination processes. So all these things will, whenever you do half an hour yoga regularly, so your metabolism is taking place. That will prevent only many of the metabolic disorders, diabetes, hypertension. Third and most important aspect for development of immunity is the rest and relaxation. So our yoga nidra, breathing practices, bhamari, and shavasana, etc., they include Nadishodhan pranayama before the sleep, rounds of Nadishodhan, improve the quality of sleep. So everybody has a 5.5 hour or minimum 6 hours of quality sleep that will enhance the immunity. These are the three ways we did it and we experimented with the lab.
Yoga, which originated in India, has been part of the Indian civilization and culture. It has gained enormous following globally and is considered one of the pillars of India's soft power.
Actually, yoga was originated in India, no doubt about it. And I said it's Indian culture. It's not the present India, it's the Bharata Varsha. Covers from Afghanistan, the Nepal, and all these everything. It covers the entire Bharata Varsha. You can see the ethnic groups and etc. The maybe now the inclusion of so many Western culture or from the Gulf countries, etc. They might have some of these things, but yoga has the culture. One, it is originated. Now slowly, it's not for yoga is for entire humankind, human population. It's for the entire world. Suppose, for example, I give an example. Any invention happened in Western countries, as they keep it themselves, it is for the world. Any vaccine or anything now, the invention comes and slowly, slowly it spreads all the world. But only thing they are charging for it. They are patenting, they are earning money. But it is like that. Yoga is also a science. So simple thing. That's why the science should be spread anything. Suppose electricity or some magnetic these things has been invented by some great scientist. We give the credit to that scientist. But now that has not become the sole property of that man or a inventor or the country. It has become universalized. Same thing, yoga might have been originated in India. So then it's now universalized for the world population. But at the same time, I should be very proud that others have made money or made these things, but we are giving this one to the world population.
Yoga is effective for stress relief. So here's the director's message for the younger generation and why they should practice yoga for better mental health.
There are three things happening in the younger generation. There are many, but three are highlighted. Especially in the small cities, metros, or like this, and I am this population. I am not talking about the particularly about the younger generation living in the villages. So I am concentrating this. One is because of the lifestyle. It is now always fast, so the technology has been improved, and so if you don't cope up with the fastness, and you will lagging behind, and you will not achieve. That's why every there is a competition to that. So youngsters has to be in, even it may be examination, it may be job, or after getting job also to reach the excellence. So every there is a tough competition, and there is lot of things to bear. But our mind and body are not prepared for that. So in that case, always we are under stress, anxiety. The level of cortisol is increasing, and sleep quality is deteriorating. And within 3 to 5 years, we are getting lifestyle related. Now the youngsters are getting hypertension, diabetes, etc. So this is one thing. Second one is the pollution. The pollution, no, it's not under control. It's not only the air pollution, the water, what we drink, the food, what we eat. So adulteration is there, and that is the second cause. Though I have taken the management of stress, this is third important aspect of this entire these things is, so the society, social life, and family life. Then slowly, slowly, we become not a whole family. We have been individualized. So in the house, we are only two people. We are not living together. We are four people, but we are not living together. We don't have emotional bondage. The family structure has been disturbed. So even if I go to my village, entire village we live like a family. But even in a small apartment, four houses are there, and we don't know each other for many years. So this type of living is not a good thing for the entire, because so we help each other, we quarrel, we these things. That is life. Life is not always happiness and always sharing the good, sharing the sorrow, sharing these things, and having the differences and overcoming the differences. These are all the things. This is missing. How yoga helps it? First of all, whenever you do 20 minutes of Nadishodhan pranayam or Dhyanim pranayam, simple. So it is research shows that it is regulating our cardiac cycles and reducing the cortisol levels, so that much of bad impact of stress and anxiety has been reduced. What is that? There is no side effect if you have to spend 10 minutes or 20 minutes according to you. This is first thing. So they should become uh, part of our life. That this is the thing how yoga helps to, but I cannot say that it is 100%. It is called a management, stress management. If you do 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes evening, now I am dividing, because night also getting longer. So earlier lifestyle, we are waking up early and we do yoga and we preserve. Now the lights or technology, we are living up to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So we all these things happening. That's why I'm preferring two, because evening also another 6 hours we are working many times. So morning 20 minutes. Yes, yes. This is especially those who are working in the media. So always they sleep late. Pick up these things. That's why two times a day I'm making it instead of 40 minutes, let it 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes evening, so that you will get better sleep and manage stress. So then third important thing is, so once you practice in a mass demonstration, you are together, you see in the Rajpath, we did it in many places under the able directions of Honorable Prime Minister. So then this type of healthy living together, the yogic principles living help us to having a family life, a life of a family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbaka, the whole universe is one family.
That's all in today's segment. Thank you for watching.